Interwoven into our society, the search for a higher education drives many young people to journey to college. We'll journey ourselves, reaching the core issue of rising college costs and investigate the implications of a stint at a 4-year college. At Sunset, over 75% of students go on to pursue higher education at a college. That means 3 out of 4 people sitting around you will be affected by the issues described. It's our job to help you understand the issue and show you what power you have. The majority of college students currently choose in-state universities rather than the more expensive out-of-state options. However, that doesn't make it cheap. It costs $9,500 for tuition, $10,500 for room and board. That makes $20,000 for 1 year, and that doesn't even include the extra costs. 6 years ago, if you wanted to attend a 4-year public college, it would have run you around $50,000. Nowadays, it'll cost you around $80,000. If this trend continues, in 2027 it'll cost $175,000 to go to college. Back in 1976, you'd be paying a little less than $26.50 for tuition, housing, and board at a 4-year college. You may wonder how cheap college can actually be, or maybe we're just running course with inflation. You're right, but it's nowhere near what you might expect. Inflation. This may serve as an explanation of rising college costs. However, if you take a look at this graph comparing the percentage inflation of the dollar versus total college costs, you're looking at its 200% disparity. Like most Americans, neither I nor my family have $80,000 hanging around to pay for college. That means I'll have to take out loans. I'm not alone in this scary endeavor. Nearly every student ends up taking around $7,000 worth of loans a year. Having to pay off these new loans is an entirely new issue. Fun fact, the average student will take 21 years after graduation to pay off their student debt, but the average payment plan takes 10 years. This could postpone one's financial future. You may be asking yourself, how many students actually have student debt? The answer is 7 out of 10. The same students average around $30,000 apiece. This is for 73% of these students to put off retirement, impacting their financial future, all because of their student debt. And just why is it increasing so quickly? Let's take a look at college tuition and state funding over time. Back in 2000, 72% of total funding for a university was from the state and the rest by the students. Also, the average student debt was around $16,000. 13 years later, 2013 happens. Now the graph may look the same, but actually it's the reverse of the previous, with the tuition paying for 65% of the college, and the average student debt was above $28,000. And this brings us to the money. If the money we spent to go to college reflected the cost of essentials, the bill wouldn't be so large. That leaves the question, what is the money being spent on, and does it bear in mind the student's interest towards a higher education? Luxuries aren't necessarily new cars or shiny watches, but can be defined as expenditures which are out of ordinary upkeep. It can be a new rock wall, or even gym maintenance. So why are we forced to cover these costs, regardless of whether we use them or not? Ask yourself, how is that fair? As a result of pursuing a degree in a better life, we often worry about our future. Will being in debt put my life on halt? How will I pay for kids? How can I afford the American dream? It's easy to lose hope, but don't. Here's what you can do. To start things off, we are taking a step in the right direction. Oregon, in 2015, became the second state to give free tuition to students who need a financial boost to go to a community college. Anyone can start a petition arguing for more state support. State reps have a lot of power in this matter, and it's a great way to make your voice heard. College reps can help you get through the process of finding scholarships and finding the best method for you to get through college. Also, join groups like freecollegenow.org and petition for the change you want to see. Be thrifty. Going to a community college or trade school will make college more affordable. Be sure to plan ahead and save whatever you can get your hands on. And keep an eye out for scholarships. There are thousands out there. The world is teeming with organizations and companies that are looking to help students. The cost of college is becoming a serious problem. The price won't stop rising. The reason for this is that states stopped their funding of college institutions, as well as colleges deciding they needed more luxuries. Petition for change and save what you can to make the impact less harmful.
Created using Powtoon.